Alright, aka Padders, we're discussing cowardly acts. And cowards destroy culture. It's not the people actively attacking it, it's the people that bend at the knee, that succumb to the pressure, that virtue signal, that try and do what they feel is best, even though they themselves have little or no feelings. What are we talking about here? Star Wars. Star Wars. Let's get into it. Yeah, so a lot of this is look. I identify Adam Savage as a YouTuber because I never watched Mythbusters. I'm not really sure exactly what his background is. He came up in my feed years ago, just as he was a machine shop guy, super geek. I just like watching him. I just like listening to him talk, and that's a big part of connecting with individuals on YouTube. There's just something about them that you're drawn to. I think some of you, my AKA Padders, are drawn to myself in that way. Nothing creepy. Come on, guys. Behave. So, Adam Savage does a lighthearted video, and he's using his reach. He's using his network with good intent. We talked about this recently with the Chuck Dixon video. What is the intent here? But no, Adam Savage is on the internet to document and to get as many of these industrial light and magic modelers. That's his alumni. He comes from industrial light and magic. But to get as many of his contemporaries on the record and documented as possible. Others have a similar purpose when it comes to the YouTube space. But Adam Savage, he has credibility. He has credibility. He did hit the lexicon with Mythbusters, and he's using that reach to grow, I think, like 6.5 million YouTube followers. But he's using that reach further to get into the history of the business. And trust me, people, guys like me, we love that stuff. I feel like on AKAPAD.com, I'm doing my own type of historical documentation when it comes to the matriculation and topics and shifting of topics of many things of the geek world and the practical arts world. So feel free to go check out AKAPAD.com. So he does this video. He's talking to a modeler. I'm not going to promote any names here. Of Industrial Light and Magic. And the thumbnail is the guy who built Boba Fett's ship. And then here we go. We get into the absolute meat of this video, the absolute topic of this video. And that topic is this. We've made points about this when it comes to cartoonists kayfabe. They are cowards. They do not help pushing back on any of these ideologies that have infected American culture, that have targeted American franchises, that have won the world over. Just grabbing a little bit of that Red Bull. I made similar comments also about Rob Liefeld that led to me getting blocked, about just him being cowardly, and in a larger way, if you listen to Robservations, his podcast, Rob Liefeld doesn't name names. He talks about the woke infestation, or the ideology infestation, that has eroded Marvel's biggest property, which is the X-Men. He just did somewhat of a recent episode on that. Doesn't name names and doesn't target what the causes are. Just kind of lightly sprinkles what the solutions are. These people in their acts are cowards. And now Adam Savage, in his glorious geekdom, in his giant workshop, and I love the tools he has in his workshop. I would just listen to him talk about what some of those tools do all effing day. The dude is a true encyclopedia of what you will call the process. But not calling Boba Fett's ship Slave 1 is bending at the knee. It is the most cowardly act, and believe it or not, here's the shocker, many of you allow this. You let this pass by and you do not cross him off your list. Why is that? Technically, in my opinion, cartoonist Kate Fake and Rob Liefeld are crossed off my list, but that does create somewhat of an uncomfortable loop because as you exit and you walk away from these people, even as I have with Eric Larson becoming the biggest pornographer in comic book history, you cross these people off your list, but then you get obsessive and you have to know what they're saying. And the more they say, the more infuriates you, meaning me, and right, you have to make a video and the cycle continues. I have Rob Liefeld videos coming criticizing his take on things, as well as cartoonist K-Fake. So I guess I will add Adam Savage to that revolving list because he is active in what you want to call the veteran modeler space. A lot of these guys jibber jabbering about how they put some of these things together, how they source parts, and the amazing methods that they use to build these original screen models, meaning they had to be shot optically. It's fascinating stuff, and it never gets old. I love it. I will never back away from listening to these guys talk about their experiences because I do feel like there's a true value to it. Just in the value of understanding that everything is a process to produce a product, and they're just really good at talking about the creative side of said product. But it's hard to back cowards, it's hard to back people that cannot just take a stand and say, Boba Fett's ship is Slave 1. It's always been Slave 1. Slave 1 is not offensive. It wasn't offensive 30 years ago. It's not offensive now. Adam Savage bending at the knee for this one small thing puts him on my SHIT list, and a part of the problem, a major part of the problem, maybe the focus of the problem. When people with a giant reach do this, it makes it worse for everyone, and it really shows us how far we cannot come back. I mean, we're at a point we can never return this. This bell has rung. You cannot put the toothpaste back into the tube. Adam Savage has proven this. And this is, in my opinion, the definition of the actual fall of Star Wars, where the influencer of influencers, when it comes to the modeler space, can't call it what it is. Can't call it Slave 1.